Let's look at anxiety from a strictly psychological perspective. Why does it actually happen? If you look at the evolutionary data, your brain is essentially running on outdated software. Thousands of years ago, survival was simple. If you heard a sound in the woods, it was a predator. Your brain instantly flooded your system with adrenaline, forcing you to run or fight. That mechanism kept our ancestors alive. But look at modern reality. The predators are gone, yet that exact same survival loop is still active inside your head. Your brain cannot distinguish between a physical threat and a psychological one. This is why a delayed text message, an awkward conversation, or an upcoming deadline triggers the exact same primal panic as facing a wild animal. You are applying a primitive survival mechanism to modern social problems. But from a deeper psychological standpoint, there is another layer we need to address. Anxiety is almost always a reaction to a split identity. It is the gap between who you actually are and the persona you feel you must maintain to be accepted by society. Think about the environment we live in. The moment you open your phone, you are bombarded with evaluation. The subconscious message is always the same. You are falling behind. You are not doing enough. In response, your mind attempts to cope through overthinking. This is what we call the illusion of control. Your subconscious genuinely believes that if it analyzes every negative outcome, if it rehearses failure 1,000 times, it can somehow prevent emotional pain. But let's be rational here. You are simply practicing suffering in your mind under the assumption that it will protect you in reality. It does not. And your physiology reflects this. When you feel that tightness in your chest or that shallow breathing, that is your nervous system reacting to suppressed emotions. It is the physical accumulation of unexpressed anger, unhealed stress, or boundaries you refuse to set because you are trying to accommodate everyone else. The anxiety is a signal that your system is exhausted from wearing a mask. Here is the conclusion. You cannot solve an anxiety problem with logic, because anxiety is not an intellectual problem. It is an emotional and physiological state. If you analyze it, every single thing you worry about exists in a future that has not occurred, or a past that cannot be altered. Anxiety physically cannot exist in the present moment. So, when it happens, do not try to argue with it or suppress it. When you fight it, you signal to your brain that the danger is real, which only intensifies the loop. Instead, pause. Observe the sensation. Recognize that this is simply an overprotective survival mechanism, using prehistoric tools, trying to manage a modern world it does not understand. Bring your focus back to the immediate room around you. You are not the anxiety. You are the observer of the anxiety. And in this exact moment, you are entirely safe.